Good afternoon, family and friends, on this Thursday afternoon. As we begin this afternoon, our prayers are with those who died in the airline and helicopter crash over the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. Our prayers are with their families, their survivors, also with the first responders and all those who have gathered now to investigate what happened so they can determine the exact cause and hopefully so it'll never happen again. I've flown in and out of Reagan National Airport many times during my years living in Washington, D.C. when I was in college. It's a difficult airport to get in and out of, but it was always so nice flying over the Potomac River to see that as you were getting ready to either land in the airport or take off. But again, our prayers with all those affected by this terrible tragedy of this airline and helicopter crash over the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. As we gather, we're also now in what we call the winter ordinary time of the church's year. As you know, we have various seasons that we celebrate liturgically throughout the year. We have the season of Advent, the season of Christmas, the season of Lent, and the season of Easter. The other times, a couple of weeks in the winter and the majority of weeks in the summer, are referred to as the ordinary time of the church's year. And I've really never liked that term, ordinary. It makes it sound common, but there's no Sunday of the year that's really common. But it really takes its name from the counting, ordinal. And so like last Sunday, as you know, we celebrated the third Sunday in ordinary time, and we work our way through the year, both the winter and the summer, counting off the Sundays till we get to the next season. But this year, 2025, three things are going to happen that don't normally happen during the year. We have particular days, either the events of Jesus' life or the celebrations of the saints and so forth, that are celebrated, and they are ranked in a particular order. You have solemnities, you have feasts, you have memorials, and you have optional memorials. And I know I've talked about this before, but solemnities, feasts, and memorials must be celebrated in one way or another. And so, many of them come by a particular date. But if those particular days happen by date on a Sunday, say during Advent or Lent or Easter or Christmas, they shift it to another day because it has to be celebrated. But during the ordinary time of the year, the winter ordinary time and the summer ordinary time, if a particular solemnity falls by date on a Sunday, it takes precedent over that Sunday in ordinary time. And that's going to happen for the first time this coming weekend, as on February 2nd, we're going to celebrate, instead of the fourth Sunday in ordinary time, we're going to celebrate the presentation of the Lord, where Mary and Joseph bring Jesus to the temple to present him to the Lord, and that's where they have their encounter with Simeon and Anna, because it takes precedent over that Sunday. And I said it's going to happen two more times during this year. On June 29th, which is the solemnity of St. Peter and St. Paul, we will celebrate that instead of the 13th Sunday in ordinary time. And then again in September, on Sunday, September 14th, the exaltation of the Holy Cross, we will celebrate that instead of the 24th Sunday in ordinary time. And that September 14th is also the patronal feast day of our sister parish of Holy Cross. And it's also going to be the celebration of their centennial of their founding, because Holy Cross Parish was founded in 1925, long before our Diocese of Paterson was even in existence. And so that's going to be a wonderful celebration for that parish. But I said it happens every couple of years. It happens where these solemnities fall on a Sunday in ordinary time, and we get to celebrate them more than we would, say, if it fell on a day during the week. So those are things to look forward to as you come to church this weekend and throughout the rest of this year. Also, we got notice from Bishop Sweeney of a special Mass to be in solidarity with the immigrants and migrants who reside in our diocese. And that's going to take place on Thursday, February the 13th at 7 p.m. at Sacred Heart Church in Dover. And I know that parish very well. I served in that parish for 6 years as a parochial vicar. And it's a wonderful parish, wonderful people. But Bishop is inviting people to join in solidarity with immigrants and migrants for that celebration on February 13th at 7 p.m. at Sacred Heart Church in Dover. But he's also asked us to be aware of things going on throughout our diocese and throughout New Jersey, particularly if we hear of anybody in our diocese who is being, for lack of better terms, rounded up by ICE. And if we know the circumstances, the diocese wants to know the names of those people if we know them, what happened, with date and place it happened on. So please be aware of that as we now move into these weeks of January and February with these new rules and regulations coming out from Washington, D.C. and the White House. But we have to be in solidarity with those who live in this country. It says in the Hebrew Scriptures, you are to treat the alien in your country as one of your own. So we have to be very careful how we deal with these situations and so that everyone gets proper due process. So we'll enjoy this couple days. I know we're supposed to have some rain early tomorrow morning. Hopefully it's not going to freeze. And we'll see you this weekend here at Our Lady of the Valley or Holy Cross as we celebrate the presentation of the Lord. Thanks for listening.